Why strategic planning matters. Let's start with a simple truth. An organization without strategy is like a ship without radar. It may be moving, but it doesn't know where, why, or toward what risk. Strategic planning is not about paperwork. It is about consciously choosing a future instead of drifting into one. What strategic planning actually is. Strategic planning is the disciplined process of answering three fundamental questions. Where do we want to go? Why that direction and not another? What must be in place for us to get there? As leadership research shows, strategy sits between vision and execution. Vision defines what kind of future matters. Strategy defines how we move toward it. Implementation defines whether it actually happens. Without strategy, organizations focus on daily operations, isolated projects, reactive decision making. With strategy, they align people, resources, structures, and decisions toward long-term outcomes. How strategic planning is done. In practice, strategic planning is not a single document. It is a structured thinking process. Clarify purpose and long-term ambition. Understand the environment. Diagnose internal challenges. Define strategic axes and priorities. Build foundations for execution. Each step reduces uncertainty and increases coherence. Why scenario planning is essential. The future is not linear, it is plural. Scenario planning exists because forecasts fail, assumptions age quickly, and environments change faster than organizations. A scenario is not a prediction. It is a structured story about how the future could unfold, based on key drivers and uncertainties. Scenario planning helps organizations identify forces shaping their environment, challenge hidden assumptions, rehearse decisions before reality forces them. As Peter Schwartz put it, scenarios allow us to rehearse the future. Environmental variables, what we must understand. Every organization operates inside an environment shaped by political forces, economic dynamics, social and demographic change, technology, regulation, security, climate, and resources. Scenario planning clarifies which variables matter most, which we can influence, which we must adapt to. Strategy fails when leaders ignore the environment. It succeeds when organizations design choices in full awareness of external forces. Diagnosing the organization, the six-box model. Before choosing a strategy, we must understand what is actually happening inside the organization. The six-box model offers a fast, systemic diagnostic across purpose, are goals clear and shared? Structure. Does organization design support strategy? Relationships. How do people and units interact? Rewards. What behavior is truly incentivized? Leadership and control. Is balance maintained? Environment. How well is the outside world managed? Six-box model matters because strategy does not fail on paper. It fails where systems are misaligned. Refining the picture. SWOT and gap analysis. Once the internal diagnosis is clear, we sharpen strategic focus using SWOT, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. Gap analysis, the distance between current reality and desired future. These tools help prioritize what really matters, avoid cosmetic strategies, and concentrate effort where leverage is highest. From analysis to strategic axes, a good strategy does not produce dozens of objectives. It produces a small number of strategic axes, clear directions that guide decisions over time. Each strategic axis must answer, what are we committing to? What are we not doing? What capabilities must exist for success? These axes lead to long-term objectives that are measurable, realistic, and aligned with environmental realities. Foundations. What must be in place for strategy to work? Strategy fails when foundations are missing. For strategy to work, organizations must ensure leadership alignment, decision clarity, information visibility, often via management cockpit logic, capable teams, resilient structures. Management cockpit is where strategy becomes operational, not rhetorical. Strategic planning is not about controlling the future. It is about preparing for it intelligently. Scenario planning helps us see what might come. Diagnostics help us see who we really are. Strategy connects the two. Organizations that plan strategically do not eliminate uncertainty. They learn to navigate it. That is the difference between organizations that react and organizations that shape their future. Keep growing and winning with EUFunds.news.